Hey everyone, it's Brady from the Hot Take Sports Podcast. Today we'd like to thank the first ever sponsor of the podcast, Rowdy Energy. For those who have never heard of Rowdy Energy, Rowdy is a green tea based energy drink that comes in 9 flavors, 6 of which are keto diet approved, while the other 3 have 60% less sugar. Rowdy's main goal is to produce a cleaner and healthier energy drink for not just athletes, but for everyone. The flavors are strawberry lemonade, cotton candy, chiseled ice, which is kind of like a cherry flavor, peach mango, sour green apple, orange citrus, cherry limeade, and the newly unveiled flavors of blue raspberry and grape. The 3 60% less sugar flavors are orange citrus, cherry limeade, and grape, and the other 6, as I previously mentioned, are zero sugar and keto diet approved. My personal favorite flavor is strawberry lemonade. I've never really been a big tea person, but to me, Rowdy Energy is pretty good. If you haven't given Rowdy a try, you definitely should. For our more local listeners, you can find Rowdy at Meijer, Casey's, or Brinkman's. Once again, thank you to Rowdy for sponsoring today's episode. Now, without further ado, we'll hand it over to the guys for today's episode.
All right. Welcome back to Hot Take Sports, episode 26. On this episode, we will be discussing primarily fantasy football, one of my personal favorite topics here on the podcast. And
True.
Let's just dive right into it. I want to start you guys off with a question.
Okay.
That we've talked about a little bit, but not really gone in depth. I gift you the number 1 overall pick in your fantasy football league. Who do you pick and why? Brady, we'll start with you.
Dang. Hope you would. Okay. Okay, is everyone, perfect health?
At the start of the 2021
where we
NFL
are
season,
right now.
I gift you the number 1 pick right now. You have 10 seconds.
See, I want to pick Christian McCaffrey, but I'll still take McCaffrey. I'm gonna bank on McCaffrey helping Darnold get to a breakout season.
A hot take.
It is a hot take.
Darnold has a breakout year.
All thanks to Christian
How old is
McCaffrey.
Sam Darnold?
He is 25, I think.
I was gonna say he's not much older than
24 or
Baker.
25.
Okay. Then you call it breakout year still.
I was gonna say same draft as Baker, 2 picks after. Could you imagine if the Browns would have taken Darnold instead of Baker?
I think I would either take...
Nope. One person. You can't say either or for a first pick. You can't have 1 and 2. You have 1.
So I went definitive after I was thinking about it.
I think I'll take Josh Allen.
Don't tell Brady that he took a quarterback before the 14th round.
Yeah, that's true. Brady gets pretty triggered when you take quarterbacks and actually try and draft them intelligently instead of ending up with Gardner Minshew.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with Gardner Minshew.
There's a lot of things wrong with Gardner Minshew.
Hey, Gardner Minshew for MVP is a great fantasy team name, and it led me to 2nd place.
Gardner Minshew's like a 3rd string quarterback behind a tight end right now.
Yeah, that's a good point. You know we're right.
Nothing wrong with said tight end. Thank
So
you.
you're taking a quarterback in the 1st round.
Yes.
Number 1.
Number 1 overall.
Yes.
So when we have our draft at the beginning of September, we should expect to see Josh Allen gone in the 1st round.
Yes.
Okay. Why would you do that?
Someone will take him first round.
I do have a question.
If I don't get him.
I do have a question, though. So you would really take Josh Allen over Lamar and Mahomes?
I mean, it's definitely close between them, but I think Josh Allen will hook up with his wide receivers more and get more fancy points.
I don't know.
The flaw about Lamar, he doesn't throw the ball much, so he can have more off games.
Well, I mean, yeah, but when he doesn't throw the ball, he also runs for 100-plus yards.
That means he's running the ball if he's not throwing the ball.
I was going to say, Lamar averages 30-plus points a game.
He's not like a Ben Roethlisberger type quarterback. He's not a pocket passer. He's the definition of a running quarterback.
Mahomes, yes, Mahomes is good, but he has those off games.
Yeah.
Allen, I seem like he can truck people and he has an arm.
Allen can be about as hit and miss as Lamar.
Name an off day for Mahomes. Pull out your phone. Go to whatever app you use.
Don't even say the last Super Bowl, because that wasn't even on Mahomes.
No, none of that was on Mahomes. Find an off game for me.
Well, when both of your starting offensive tackles are gone, that's going to tend to not.
And when you're 99 rated,
Wide receiver
tight
looks like,
end,
tight end. Yeah.
lets balls bounce off his face mask.
Yeah, that doesn't help either. While Isaac's looking that up, Matt, we'll switch to you. Who do you take number 1? I gift you the pick.
I'm taking McCaffrey on a bounce back season.
That's legit.
Clinton?
I am taking Alvin Kamara. NFL
That's
touchdowns
a good
leader
one.
last year. They don't have Drew Brees to throw the ball anymore. I think that his workload's only going to increase.
And they did sign Devontae Freeman today, too, so.
And he
They-
should be
they
fully
found-
healthy, too.
Yeah, Alvin Kamara should be completely
There was
healthy.
reports coming out in the first few weeks of the offseason that playing on torn MCLs and such.
Yeah, I'm surprised that you didn't say it, but I'm also not surprised because you're you. But none of us said Derrick Henry.
I was going to mention that as well, actually.
I think he would be a good, like, early second round pick.
There's no.
No, Derrick Henry will go in the first round. Somebody will pick Derrick Henry.
I was gonna say there will be at least 6 running backs off the board in the first 8 picks.
Yeah, I
Almost
would.
guaranteed.
How many do we have in our league again?
12.
12? We're up to 12.
12.
That's what we had last
So
year.
yeah, Derrick Henry should go in the first round.
Yeah.
My only issue with Derrick Henry is with his workload and the simple fact that he does not have a major injury yet.
He's going to get one here soon, you would think.
Yeah, I think he's kind of, I don't want to say due for an injury, but like he's in, the pieces are falling into place. You got to think the Titans should be running most of the time.
Well, I mean, when you think about it, Derrick Henry didn't really get going until like halfway through his second year, because he was just like one of those average guys with like, oh yeah, they took me in a decent spot, but I'm just gonna be okay. But like he was sharing carries with Deion Lewis there for a while in Tennessee, and now, I mean, he's obviously full blown at 2,000 plus yards last year.
Exactly. I'm just more nervous that his workload will cause him to have an injury.
Kind of like Todd Gurley.
Yeah.
I don't blame him. That's
That makes sense.
Yeah, I haven't found anything.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
yeah. We didn't expect you to.
I am not a QB.
You agreed with him
About what?
when he said, "But Patrick Mahomes can have those off games." You said, "Well, yeah,
Well, everybody has an off game every once in a while.
find one."
Well, obviously it's not any from
Find
Mahomes
one.
yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
Dude, the dude's messed up his ankle multiple times last season. It's coming. The ankle will go out from underneath him eventually.
So what I'm hearing from the two of them is they expect Patrick Mahomes to have more off games than Josh Allen this year.
That's what I'm hearing.
I didn't say
That's
that.
the only
take right
reason
there.
I'm
Let's keep
not
track of that.
picking Mahomes.
No, Patrick Mahomes will still be the best quarterback in the league. But he will
Mahomes-
have at least one. He will have at least one off game
Mahomes
for
has
any number of reasons. He will have at least one, probably only one, but still.
Mahomes. Reason you don't pick Mahomes because he has a
There's,
good running
there's
game.
no reason you don't pick Mahomes.
Why
To
would you
go with
not
him.
pick Patrick Mahomes? Clyde
Okay.
Edwards-Helaire is an average running back.
I was gonna say.
I said it. Run with it. Call me whatever. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is an average running back.
I'll call you Clinton because
But
you're
when
right.
you have that kind of quarterbacking beside you,
You don't have to run
You
the
don't
ball.
have to be
Exactly.
Yeah,
the
I'm-
yeah.
yeah.
running back.
But they
You just
run
have to
more
be
than
good enough so
Buffalo.
they
I
can
was
think
saying-
about you.
Well, I think it doesn't matter how. It doesn't matter who runs more than what. Patrick Mahomes is better than Josh Allen. Patrick Mahomes is better. It should go over Josh Allen personally.
Oh, yeah.
Like I know we've just been talking about it. I do firmly believe Mahomes will have one bad game, but Josh Allen's gonna have like 3 or 4. Lamar's gonna have 3 or 4.
Brady, didn't you say you were taking Josh Allen as your first QB this year, though?
I am, yes. Wanna know why? Because I firmly don't believe Mahomes or Lamar will make it to me or to where I want to take a QB.
7th round.
I was thinking 11.
I was thinking 12.
If I'm in like the back third of our draft, I'm taking a quarterback on one. That's really all there is. Because there won't be any running backs that I want sitting there anymore.
I don't like taking QBs in the first 2 rounds, to be completely honest.
I
never
don't
have.
either. That's part of the problem.
I've got no problem taking QBs right off the bat to piss everyone off.
Well, see, the last time
I know.
I took a quarterback in the first round, I took Mahomes at 3 and then picked Lamar Jackson as my backup. That was the year Lamar won MVP. So I could have had a top tier running back, but instead I had 2 top tier quarterbacks. So there was that.
So you trade one.
I did. Then Patriots defense dramatically fell off. Because that was when they were like, I got like the Patriots defense and a really good wide receiver who I
I was
can't
just
mention.
saying, you traded Patrick Mahomes for a defense?
No, it was defense plus. I can't remember what receiver it was. But no, the Patriots were like 8 or 9-0 at the time. Then their defense went. Because my defense was horrid and I need another wide receiver. So I did. I added. I traded him to a last place team. So, because I know I wouldn't have to worry about that come playoff time.
So, I mean, we're just talking about quarterbacks, running backs. Who's your guys' number 1 fantasy receiver?
Receiver?
Who is your go-to receiver if you can get him? I mean, I'm personally Tyreek Hill, naturally. For me, anyway.
Devontae Adams.
That's another goal for sure. Especially with Aaron Rodgers coming back.
DeAndre Hopkins for me. I like Kyler Murray.
I was gonna say, I think
Arizona.
That's a good one.
The Hopkins-Murray duo is good. I'm so sorry for that. Michael Thomas will be an interesting pick this year. See what happens. Because he went really high last year. Because he still had Drew Brees. But then he was injured most of the season. So now there's the factors of he doesn't have his, top 10 QB of all time.
Yeah.
Plus, nobody knows what his, health status is going to be. And if he's going to be able to stay healthy. So
Hot take, he gets traded this year.
that would be an insane move by the Saints.
He'd be gone already. They'd want to move him before camps. That way they could start getting their pieces around.
I was going to say, the dude's like 2 or 3 years into his NFL career, already has a bunch of receiving records. If you're going to rebuild, why would you get rid of a guy so young?
Shit. I thought he was older, to be completely honest.
Really?
Oh.
Speaking of the Saints, I know it's a little off topic, but I just remembered it. Taysom Hill makes more than the entire WNBA. I saw that today.
Shouldn't even be legal.
Taysom Hill makes more being a backup quarterback than the entire WNBA.
While we're talking about money, Nick Chubb got paid today.
Yes, he did. 3 years, $36 million, $20 million guaranteed.
He'll probably be one of the top fantasy running backs this year.
Top 10.
He'll be top 10 for sure.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that's, honest to God, in my opinion, the only thing that's really stopping Nick Chubb from winning the rushing title this year is Kareem Hunt. I mean, why wouldn't you have him Kareem Hunt should be our third down back.
Kareem Hunt and Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
I think even without Kareem Hunt, Derrick Henry still outrushes Chubb.
But it's good to have Hunt in there if we have a scenario like last year.
Where he hurt his knee, didn't he?
Yeah, he sprained his MCL and was out for 6 weeks.
And he had a major knee injury in college.
Yeah, he completely tore his ACL in college.
That's why Sony Michel became a first-round pick. Anyway.
Yeah, how's that working out for you?
Yeah, Damian Harris for life.
Yeah, because Sony Michel is garbage.
Sorry, Damian Harris for the next 2 years.
His offense is garbage.
Yeah, that's true. You have a
Cameron Newton and Mac the Meme Jones.
Yeah, so you have a washed QB, and you have the
Home Depot commercial.
Yeah, exactly. And then you have no true wide receiver one. I want to bring up something for our viewers.
Oh, you're going to bring the tight end thing, aren't you?
No,
I know exactly what he's going to bring up.
We had this debate a little bit the other day, and I want to have it now again just because it's fun. Why couldn't Scotty Miller be the wide receiver one on the Patriots? Explain this to me.
Bill Belichick would not want to use Scotty Miller as a wide receiver one. He would want to use Scotty Miller the same way the Bucs do, as a deep threat on a deep route, go for the end zone type of guy. He doesn't want Scotty Miller running routes going.
Why not? Who else are they going to have to run routes?
Why? Why wouldn't you want a fast guy to run quick routes?
Because when you have a guy like Scotty Miller whose entire career has been based off of just running straight and catching the ball, use him like that. Jacoby Myers is a good route runner. We already have that.
He made it to the NFL for a reason. I feel like he can probably run a route.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure Scotty Miller can run a route, but he has the straight line speed to just be one of those guys that he can just bomb it over. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. He does remind me a little bit of Brandon Cooks.
Brandon Cooks and honestly Tyreek Hill a little bit. Except Tyreek Hill runs a lot more routes.
That's
I
just a wide receiver one.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Scotty Miller,
Okay, here
again,
Scotty Miller could eventually be a wide receiver one, but right this second, no.
you're
Scotty
telling me
Miller
that if he
has-
was in the Patriots camp right now, he would not be competing for wide receiver one.
Well, you would totally be competing for wide receiver one.
Well,
He could
okay,
as-
he could compete for it, but he
He
wouldn't.
could
win.
as easily get wide receiver one as Mac Jones could be your starting quarterback.
That is actually a really good point. I like that.
I guess that's a fair statement. I guess. I
The
can't
one report
tell you.
that I heard, I don't know which normie on the side of me told me, but they said the race was getting closer than expected. I
I'm
still
okay with
don't
that.
see Cam Newton getting displaced before week one.
I was
But
just saying. Oh yeah. See, I saw a quote. I think I actually saw it yesterday morning. It was Bill Belichick says Cam Newton is the starter as of now.
he's not guaranteeing anything anyway. Yeah.
Correct.
To switch gears a little bit, let's talk about like a little bit more recent. This happened yesterday. Carson Wentz, foot injury. Currently having him sidelined, and they're thinking he might have to have surgery on it.
The Colts still typically underplaying all their injuries. Underplaying Manning's neck, out for the year. Downplayed rather. Multiple luck injuries, and now look where he's at.
He retired after the second one. And there was one other injury in
Yeah,
that
I
list.
can't
I
remember.
remember you were telling me. I don't remember who it was.
Oh, now they're downplaying ones. And the updates just keep getting worse.
Does that up Jonathan Taylor's fantasy value?
I mean, Jonathan Taylor already had a high
yeah,
fantasy.
I was going to say,
He's gonna be
Jonathan
underrated
Taylor
this
was
year.
going to be a sneaky third or fourth round pick, anyways.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Josh Jacobs and Jonathan Taylor are like two of those running backs. Like, the quarterback play is right in that little window where the running back play is most of the offense. But the quarterbacks aren't horrible.
I do have a scenario that I want to share with all you guys, now that you bring up Josh Jacobs. Start, bench, cut. Josh Jacobs, Jonathan Taylor, Austin Eckler.
Oh, see, that's tough because that depends on your offensive scheme. Because Austin Eckler is a receiving back.
So he's
I'm saying, generally speaking, fantasy value running back. Start, bench, cut.
I'm going to start Jonathan Taylor, bench Austin Eckler.
That's where I'm at.
That's where I'm at.
For
For
too.
sure starting Jonathan Taylor. Brady's just mad that I didn't bring up Sonny Michel.
Take your time.
No,
we have editing magic, so
I was
take
gonna
your
say,
time.
I'm putting
I
genuine
I want you to think about it.
I mean, Josh Jacobs probably would end up being the one cut, I think. Just because Eckler has too much passing value to be cut. Jonathan Taylor has too much upside to be cut, really. Yeah. Jonathan Taylor has too much upside to get cut. Eckler's pass receiving abilities
There you go.
are I can't cut that. So I guess by default, Josh Jacobs gets the shaft here. But I'm gonna go Eckler. I'm gonna start Eckler.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Just for passing.
Speaking of passing on the Chargers, Justin Herbert. I'm hoping he has a breakout season, man.
He's going to be a sneaky quarterback pick this year.
He
I was
will be a
gonna say,
sneaky
I
quarterback
think
pick.
he's either an average starter or a really high tier backup.
Yeah,
For fantasy wise, of course.
fantasy football speaking.
All right. So here, while we're playing start bench cut. Start bench cut. Tua, Herbert, Trevor Lawrence.
Start
Cut Tua.
Herbert, cut Tua, bench Trevor.
Yep.
I would start Trevor, bench Tua, and cut Herbert.
Well, that's why you get last to have to go to Waffle House.
Why don't you
gotta
share
stay-
that
you're gonna have to
with our
explain that a
viewers?
little bit.
Yes, for those
Listeners.
of you who and didn't happen to see the story, there was a fantasy football league where the punishment was the person who got last place had to spend 24 hours in a Waffle House, and I'm trying to threaten Isaac with the same. However, I might just have to make him eat Waffle House for all of his meals that day. It's almost the same. Just way less boredom spent sitting in a Waffle House.
Yeah.
Mainly because Isaac's the commissioner, so.
And way more time spent on the toilet.
That is very true.
Yeah. Pretty much. But yes. That's why Isaac is the Skip Bayless of our fantasy football realm.
Why would you cut Herbert?
I think Lawrence is gonna have a good year.
That's not what we're asking.
Have a good rookie year, get a lot of fantasy points.
Okay, but that's not who we're worried about. Why are you keeping Tua on your bench rather than Herbert? That's what we really are asking right now.
I think Tua will have a good connection to his former wide receiver, and he'll just go off this year with them.
See, I don't remember the last time the Dolphins quarterback actually did well, outside of the man named Dan Marino. So I'm going to continue on that streak.
And Fitzmagic the entire first quarter of the last season.
Yeah, but more like it's like sustained multi-year success. Fitzmagic was on and off.
Well, this is a fantasy episode, and he was averaging like 28 points a game. So
That's true, but he now plays for the WFT, so.
They will be fun to watch.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I'm excited to watch
everyone's
WLT.
The beer versus the beard.
Ryan Fitzpatrick is starting week 1.
Oh, I'm aware of
That's
that.
But yeah, the one thing that you have going for you in that scenario is that Tua will be the starter in Miami.
That is true.
But I can't imagine Tua's going to even compete with Herbert. I don't know about Trevor Lawrence, though. I'm still suspect on the Jaguars' offense, so we'll see.
Well, Jaguars' offense is almost as suspect as the Jets, so.
Oh,
Good old Zach
No,
Wilson.
that's not true, because I have no faith in the Jets' offense.
That's true.
I actually think the Jaguars have a chance, but that's mostly probably me being a homer with the quarterback, and I've watched my team get destroyed by Trevor Lawrence multiple times, so.
That's fair.
Yep.
And I want to see Tim Tebow succeed. So
Oh, yeah, well,
I have a little bit of favoritism towards the Jaguars.
that's true.
Don't turn on ESPN for the next week if Trevor Lawrence throws a touchdown pass to Tim Tebow. That's literally all that we're going to see.
Yeah.
That is it.
All of SC Top 10 is going to be different clips from the same play.
I'll
Here's
have
where he
to
caught
wear
the
my
ball.
jersey.
Here's where he threw the ball. Here's where the offensive line blocked for him to catch the ball.
Here's where Tim Tebow stiff arms this dude like Derrick Henry.
Here is the flexing of Tim Tebow's arm.
He still looks from
Here's the neck length of Trevor Lawrence.
Man looks
Here's
like
the hair length of Trevor Lawrence.
Goldilocks, is that you?
I did see in the preseason, projections that Leonard Fournette was supposed to start over Ronald Jones this year.
I'm not surprised.
I am.
Ronald Jones keeps getting hurt. Consistently starts to fall off.
And Leonard Fournette has been consistently average for the last 4 years.
The dude's still trying to recover from playing for Jacksonville. He's popping off this year.
That dude really
Yeah,
did
for
finesse
what?
the system.
For what?
Mm,
We'll get to you in a second, but for what?
1,308 at least.
What? No way.
Flaming hot take.
Leonard Fournette does not eclipse 1,000 rushing yards. Not a chance.
If Leonard Fournette goes for 1,300, Brady, don't answer. Isaac, what does Chubb go for?
Chubb goes for,
He's got 2,000.
you won't hit 2,000. I say 1,500.
There's no way those two players are that near each other on the running back hierarchy.
We'll see. If Ronald Jones blows out his knee, I have a feeling he will this year. Fournette's gonna get most of the load.
What's up with you people predicting injuries? That is just horrid.
Because Ronald Jones gets hurt every year.
At least I had a reason with workload. I think he just hates Ronald Jones.
No, I drafted Ronald Jones last year. I like Ronald
Didn't
Jones.
you
He
end up
always
with
hurt.
Ronald Jones?
I had him and Fournette.
I traded him
Yeah,
out.
that's
Jones,
right. I
'cause
think I ended up
that's
with
how
him.
I started my
Kept
quarterback upgrading system.
Probably. So, anyways, back to your Fournette finessing the system.
Yeah, that dude literally worked his way off the crappiest team in the NFL and ended up winning a championship. So shout out to you.
Well, the only reason
He complained his way off the worst team in the NFL.
The only reason they cut Fournette is because of the talent, like how close the talent was between Fournette and James Robinson. Who, by the way, I really hope Etienne doesn't absolutely screw him over, because he was really good last year. For an undrafted rookie.
For anybody, he had
That's
over
true.
1,000 yards last
He
year.
was good. It's
Absolutely.
Just, he was on the bad teams, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, he was on the 1-15 team that won their first game. Gardner Minshew was like 20 for 20 with 2 touchdowns that game or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was 21 for 23. I think is what it was.
Was he goated, right?
Because I remember seeing it across the bottom of the screen, because that was when the Patriots, actually beat the Dolphins. Yeah, actually beat the Dolphins.
Let me tell you who has the worst QB situation in football right now, though, and that is the Bears.
Yeah.
That is a monstrosity of a quarterback problem right there. You have the most overpaid third-string QB I've ever heard of.
I'm not going to lie. I would rather be the Bears than the Broncos.
That's a nuke take. I think the Broncos are
much
better spot.
I guess the Broncos have Bridgewater now, don't they?
They have Bridgewater and Drew Lock.
Okay, never mind. I'm taking that back. I forgot they traded for Bridgewater.
Yeah.
Close my bit.
They let Bridgewater start seeking trades after they traded for Sam Darnold.
Yeah, I forgot
But
about that.
I think, I've said this before, I'll say it again. This year is a make or break year for Drew Lock and Daniel Jones.
Do you think Drew Lock gets a chance? Do you think he's day one starter over Teddy Bridgewater?
I think as of right now, yes.
Yeah.
As of right now.
I can see it.
Only because it's like his third year in the system.
Yep, that's it.
Talent-wise, Teddy Bridgewater.
I think
not
the
the
Lock
competition.
and Zach Wilson are going to be in the same spot. They're going to get the keys to start, but as soon as things start going the wrong direction, the veteran's going to come in and take over. Let me just tell you, Joe Flacco starting for the Jets, that's prime time.
Is that what we're using to
4
describe
years
that?
ago? 6 years ago? 8 years ago?
8 years ago.
I think Bridgewater is there to help Locke and mentor him.
Yeah,
He's
that's
not
exactly-
old enough to mentor him. He
Jay
hasn't done
Bridgewater's-
enough to mentor him.
Okay, but he sat behind Breeze for a year or two. That's plenty of time to learn from Drew Brees.
That doesn't make you the mentor.
No, but you can pass it along.
Yeah, he
He's enough experience to pass it along.
He started for the Panthers for a year. I don't know if that qualifies as veteran experience. He started for a McCaffrey-less Panthers at that.
But yeah, that didn't help his cause.
Speaking of the Panthers, though, was it Robbie Anderson? Is that his name?
Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore are their 2 wide receivers.
They're going to be good picks this year. Robbie Anderson's going to be a good pick this year.
I want to see what Sam Darnold does. I hope he's not a bust.
I was gonna say,
I mean,
I hope he doesn't suck.
I was gonna say,
yeah.
I've said there was only supposed to be one QB bust from like the larger group of quarterbacks in a draft like that. Not 2. Only Josh Rosen can be that bad.
I was going to say, right now it's
No one
Josh Rosen.
else. Only Josh Rosen.
it's true.
Especially because Josh Rosen was, there were 9 mistakes before me. Are you sure about that?
I remember all the names that were drafted before me.
Well, I sure hope so, because they're all better than
Yeah, they're all
you.
still in the league.
I was gonna
You're
say,
picking them for your fantasy team.
wildly enough, they all have starting jobs. You're sitting behind 2-0 right now, buddy.
That's true.
I would say from the quarterbacks in the 2018 draft class right now, it is Lamar, Josh Allen, Baker, Darnold, Rosen.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty legit.
I do
Yeah.
have a question.
Yeah.
So, where we're at now, reflecting back, are you still happy with the fact that the Browns took Denzel Ward over Bradley Chubb?
I mean, I don't hate that. Was I a little confused at the time? Yeah, because now Bradley Chubb's an all-pro pass rusher.
But
But-
Denzel Ward's an all-pro.
Pro corner, yeah.
So-
That's what I'm asking.
Without Denzel Ward, our corners literally would have been the crappiest corners in the league.
And now you guys have elite pass rushers.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's just all scenario.
It
Best
ended up
scenario.
working out,
Yeah.
but was I a little confused? Yeah. Am I happy with Denzel Ward? Absolutely.
Like we've said it before, we'll say it again. The Browns have no reason not to be a really good team this year.
On paper.
Yes.
You know who's gonna not be good though? The Lions.
Really.
Isaac, would you care to argue that point?
No, they're going to garbage.
Are you sure?
Oh, yeah.
But is their quarterback worth taking? Is there anyone on that team that's worth taking?
DeAndre Swift and Jared
DeAndre
Goff.
Swift.
And who?
Swift.
Jared Goff.
You think Jared Goff is worth taking?
As a very, very emergency backup.
To throw to who?
They have
TJ
no
Hawkinson,
one.
that's about it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's another one. TJ Hawkinson, yeah, that's about it. Those are about the only 3 draftable.
Yeah,
And even then,
I
Goff's
don't-
a stretch.
I don't think 2 out of the 3 of those count as draftable. I think those are free agents.
You don't think
To pick
DeAndre
up
Swift
you.
is draftable?
2 out of 3.
Yeah, you say you don't. You said you don't think that 2 out of the 3 are draftable. As in, don't draft 2 of the 3 of them.
Yeah.
Hawkinson
and Goff.
You-
So you do draft Swift.
Why would you? Hawkinson's one of the better tight ends in the league.
it doesn't matter. He's only got one good offensive lineman to
He
protect
plays for
Jared
the
Goff
Lions,
now.
and Jared Goff is throwing to him, and he's a tight end. No, I don't think he's that worth it.
Okay, and Darren Waller is catching passes from Derek Carr. Your point?
My point, I'll take Derek Carr over Jared Goff.
Yeah.
Everybody hates Derek Carr for literally no reason.
Yeah, I know.
Literally everybody hates the
Because
guy.
the Raiders are god awful.
The Raiders shouldn't even be as bad as they are. Like,
That's the
on
Raider
paper,
way.
they're actually a really solid offense. But on the field, they're horrible. Like, Derek Carr, okay, he had one really good year, but after that, he's just been mediocre. They picked up Kenyon Drake. Josh Jacobs and Kenyon Drake will be a really solid running back duo. I think they're trying to do what the Browns have been doing. They're going to put Kenyon Drake in a Kareem Hunt type role.
That's the Raiders way.
I just think John Gruden needs to go back to the broadcast booth, honestly. He's not doing himself any favors.
John
being
Gruden
on
needs to go to the loony bin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so we'll take a little flip here. Defense. What are the top 3 defenses to get in fantasy football this year?
The Ravens and the Steelers, honestly, should probably both be on there.
I would probably say the
Browns.
Steelers, the Browns.
I thought the
I
Steelers
would-
lost a bunch of defensive players, though.
Yeah, but Mike Tomlin's a good enough defensive-oriented coach to where no matter who they have out there, they'll still get turnovers and score points. The Browns, I'm hesitant to pick because it's their first real season playing with guys like John Johnson and Troy Hill implementing them.
But see, I think John Johnson just makes them better, even with just now implementing them.
The only
Well, John Johnson makes most teams better. He's one of the better
yeah.
safeties in the league for sure.
I mean, I'd gladly take John Johnson, especially now that Patrick Chung retired.
only problem I have with the Browns, I think I would probably have to give them a week and see how they gel.
He's going to pick him in like the 5th round. I don't know why he's talking.
5th, I figured it'd be like the 3rd. Then he's gonna take. Oh, is Cody Parker?
Well, no, he's got to be able to take OBJ and Jarvis.
Well, he's taking Cody Parkey round 1, so I'm not sure what the debate is. I almost had Zane Gonzalez. I'm like, yeah, that's not Zane Gonzalez anymore.
Cody Parkey went 1 for 5 at training camp the other day.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cody.
You guys are off to a great start. I mean, I guess Isaac did say that they're going to be like 15th or 16th. So, good job, Isaac.
Isaac
You
said
doomed your own
16.
franchise.
I don't know why you and Isaac are having the opposite problem. You are hopelessly positive about the Patriots.
Well, yeah, that's the goal.
Isaac, for whatever reason, was hopelessly negative about the Browns.
I'm obviously going to be I'm always going to be hopelessly positive about my teams.
He did think his team was going to win a championship this year.
That's true, I did.
Yeah, that's true. You thought the Jazz would.
Told him from the very beginning his team was the farthest away from winning a championship.
Out of our threes, yeah. We talked about that.
I know we did.
Matt's is probably closest right now.
This is very odd to think about.
I don't know.
I don't know. I thought we had a chance. Oh, well. Different episode.
What do you think about the Seahawks this year? Just in general. Because they were super disappointing. And they went from being like a top 3 defense in the league. Then all of a sudden COVID, no fans, etc.'s. And all of a sudden their defense was just god awful.
Oh, their secondary was terrible.
I don't.
They were so bad.
Their defense is just atrocious. Always has been. Well, no, I guess not
I was
always.
saying, what do you
has
mean
been.
always has been?
So that's
They
how
were-
they got to the Super Bowl.
Sorry. I say always, but like since 2016 on, it's been horrible.
I don't.
That's legit.
I was gonna say 2016 feels like an always at this point. It is 2021 now. That was like 5 years ago.
I don't know about the Seahawks. They're either good or just trash.
That's a lot of room for error in there.
All I have to say is ever
Yeah.
since Marshawn
But
Lynch
he's honestly
didn't run the
not all
ball at
that
the
wrong
1 yard
either.
line, they haven't been good. Like they've been good, but not good enough.
I think Russell Wilson is still a good enough quarterback, and he has Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. That's a better wide receiver duo than most teams will have.
See, I think Tyler Wilson. I think Russell Wilson's biggest problem is he burns himself out so much in the first half of the season. He's just never good in the second half. Like they go all out. Like yeah, they win the 2 to 4 games that they need to in the second half to make the playoffs. But he can't sustain it for a whole season. That's why he's never gotten an MVP vote. Think about it.
Yeah.
Another thing to think about, a quarterback that we have not brought up yet this year, who, if he can stay healthy, will, I think, be honestly the highest scoring quarterback in the NFL, Dak Prescott.
I can see it.
That team, again, they have Ezekiel Elliott, cool.
That was going to be my next question.
That team is a passing team now. Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper. That team is a passing
Didn't they
team.
take another wide receiver?
No, they picked a linebacker. Yeah, they picked Micah Parsons
Oh, that's right.
out of Penn State.
First, at least.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was their first rounder.
Okay, do you still consider Ezekiel Elliott a top 10 running back?
No.
Do you think he will ever get back to that?
He could. There's no reason why he couldn't.
Can
right?
you name the 10 above him for me?
Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb,
McCaffrey.
Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara, Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, I thought I already said that. Am I
No.
crazy?
Aaron Jones?
Aaron Jones for sure.
I'm running through division. I don't think CH is above him. CH isn't that good.
Not yet.
Would you put Josh Jacobs right now above him?
Yeah, Josh Jacobs for now.
I don't.
You don't? I do. So there's 8 for me. Austin Eckler
Yeah.
and Chris Carson.
Well, Chris Carson's not a bad one either.
I don't think Chris Carson was good enough last year for me to put him above him.
Ezekiel Elliott's just been too inconsistent.
He just fumbles a lot. That's my biggest knock on Zeke. is
But that
he
was
fumbles a
only
lot.
last year. Every other season, he has not been that guy.
Yeah, but you said right now. That's what I'm going with. Right now, he's not top 10. And he absolutely could get back there. There's literally no reason why he couldn't.
Yeah.
He's just not that guy right now.
You're not that guy, Papa. You're not that guy.
The
When's
Cowboys,
the last time we saw him?
the biggest reason the Cowboys didn't win games last year was just their defense was terrible.
And they lost their quarterback.
Yeah. Dak Prescott threw for over 500 yards against the Browns, and they still ended up losing that game.
And then Dak Prescott's poor ankle.
Yeah.
That was a horrifying injury.
Yeah, that was a bad injury.
Amari Cooper will be a sneaky pick this year.
Yeah.
I don't even think he's really that sneaky. Amari Cooper's a good wide receiver with a good quarterback.
CeeDee Lamb or Amari Cooper, who do you take first?
What? CeeDee Lamb right now.
Me too.
Interesting.
That's why I think
CeeDee Lamb's got a lot more boom or bust to him, though.
Yeah.
Amari Cooper's a lot more consistent. I look at CeeDee Lamb and I think like 8 points or 20, and look at Amari Cooper and I see a steady 10 to 12.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So we've already mentioned the WFT, we mentioned the Cowboys. Is there a single Eagles player even worth picking this year?
Jalen
I don't
Hurts
think
is a
there's.
backup, and if you really are feeling aggressive, you can pick Devontae Smith. That's about it.
I'd have to see Devontae Smith after the first couple weeks.
Zach Ertz is still on the roster.
What?
Do you take Zach Ertz as a backup tight end?
No.
Not even as a backup?
Yeah.
No.
I'd take him as backup.
I was gonna. I think
I would say not just.
He'd be like a backup. Like if one of my tight ends got hurt,
Well, yeah, obviously.
I would maybe pick him up just to have him. But
Throw a guy in the reserve spot and just put him there.
exactly. But
Fair enough.
I would never pick Zach Ertz.
Is Kenny Gallaudet worth taking?
Nope.
No.
I think that he's going to be just one of those guys that ends up succumbing to injuries over time, and he's got Daniel freaking Jones throwing the ball, so.
Unless you're desperate for a wide receiver.
Oh, that's another
They
guy.
just paid him a lot of money.
That's another guy we missed in our top 10 list.
Saquon.
Saquon. I knew there was somebody else missing.
Yeah, kick out Josh Jacobs and throw Saquon in there.
So that's.
I mean, there's still more I put over Zeke Elliott than what we have. I would argue Joe Mixon's over Zeke Elliott.
Did you say Derek?
Last year, Joe Mixon over Zeke Elliott.
Not last year, no. I'd take Zeke over Joe Mixon. I had Joe Mixon.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Joe Mixon had 1 week where he scored like 4 touchdowns, and then he was consistently low.
If Joe
I'm
Mixon
excited to
had
see
an
the
offense-
Bengals wide receiving core this year.
I want to see
I
if
just
their
hope
offense
Joe-
can do it.
I just hope Joe Burrow doesn't get his knee blown out again.
You know, they passed on Penny Sewell in favor of adding another weapon, which that's a calculated risk right there, especially when you're fresh, face your franchise.
They did take an offensive lineman in there with their next pick, but I mean, it
Yeah,
still
James
doesn't.
Hudson or something like that.
It's still not quite comparable, but
Penny Sewell is one of the best offensive tackle prospects in a very, very
I'm
long time. I
very-
just don't get how they passed up
I'm
on him.
very intrigued to see what he does in Detroit.
They needed him.
Well, I know they needed him, but
Yeah.
like, how much better does he make the offense? Like, obviously, Detroit's offense is still going to be absolute garbage.
I was gonna say,
But how much better does he still make it?
he's still only one man and he's still a rookie.
Oh yeah, I know.
It's going to take them a little bit to adjust one way or the other.
And I saw a quote on ESPN the other day. Sometimes in an offensive line situation, it's better to have no weak links than one standout player. And I think that that's kind of where the Lions are at right now.
Yeah.
All eyes are going to be on Penny Sewell, and I can't even name another player on their offensive line right now. So
Now, this is a quarterback that probably, like, Aaron Rodgers just re-upped his contract to where he's out after the season.
right.
He's going to be worth taking, right? You don't think that there's going to be a trade midway through?
No.
I didn't think there would be. I just didn't know if
Not at all.
anyone else would.
Like I said, I would not pick a quarterback probably in rounds 1 and 2 for sure. But I don't see any reason why I wouldn't pick him. I mean, when you
He's
have
coming off of an MVP season, one way or the other.
exactly, and when you have Devontae Adams to throw the ball to, you're setting yourself up for success.
Yeah.
I'm very interested to see how that Amari Rodgers from Clemson does, because that could be another piece that Rodgers needs. And getting back Randall Cobb. Did you see what Randall Cobb said about it though?
No.
He's talking about how much freer he feels, and I can't remember exactly what terminology he used for Green Bay, but he called Houston like a startup and like a prison, which I thought was very interesting.
Well, I mean, isn't that pretty much what it is right now with the crap show
That's
they got
true.
going on over there?
Well, that's another question actually. Is Deshaun Watson draftable?
No.
You don't think so?
15th round, if he's there, I might pick him just to stash him.
Well,
I think he's gonna play.
as of right now, that's what it looks like. But our draft's not till the beginning of September.
Right, and he's
By then, it could come out that, hey, Deshaun Watson's going to actually be part of the team. He's going to play.
Well,
And
he's
then
in training.
that
I was gonna say
happens-
he's in camp right now.
He's in camp.
He's taking reps.
Exactly. So who else is going to play?
Tyrod Taylor is their backup right now.
Okay, again, I say who else is going to play?
I think they drafted that Davis Mills. From
Don't worry, they have.
Again, I say who else is
Yeah,
going to
I know that much. Well,
Don't
no.
worry, they have 3 running backs to hand the ball off to now. They have David Johnson, Phillip Lindsay, and Mark Ingram.
That's true, they do. But no, Watson put himself as QB4 on the depth chart because he wants to work his way back up. He wants to prove to his team that he's still QB1. I don't blame him. I mean, he's gonna take a lot more than that to prove to the whole world that he's QB1 on and off the field. But
Well, on the field, it'll be easy for him. He
Well,
is
yeah.
the best quarterback on their depth chart, but
he still
it's
wants
hard to
trade
come
him.
back from what he did off the field.
Yeah, that.
They never even
I was
came
saying, none of
out
it was
with-
ever even proven either. It was all still speculations.
Yep. Nothing's
And-
been proven.
Allegations that were probably dealt with under the table and we'll never hear about again. But,
Yeah, probably.
So unless you guys have any connections in Houston that you want to
Yeah.
link up with, try to figure something out.
Go
We're
for
pretty
it.
well out of it.
Now, sounds odd, but who is your go-to kicker?
Cool.
I was gonna say, why would it not be the guy from Atlanta? Who
Young
else would it
Waco.
be?
Justin Tucker.
No.
Mr.
Really?
Consistency.
I was going to say, Justin Tucker is arguably one of the greatest kickers in history. And Vinatieri.
Whoever's kicking for the Buccaneers this year.
Yep.
That's fair.
Isn't that Ryan Suckup?
I might still
Is
be
he their
second.
kicker?
It might be.
Not Cody Parkey. Amen.
Not Steven Gostowski.
I always liked picking the Panthers kicker because they could always get close, but they can never get in the end zone, so he kicked a lot of field goals.
I mean, I think
I
Unsung
mean, that's
Hero.
not a terrible
Joey
strategy.
Sly, that was his name.
Yep, Isaac's Unsung Hero.
Yep.
That's right, we didn't forget about that.
Probably pick them again this year because that's all they're going to do with Darnold.
You don't pick a kicker.
Isaac, you're picking Cody Parker. Be quiet.
Please do.
I'm telling you, we're going to make
Hey.
Isaac the vampire team.
We're not doing that.
Yeah, I know.
He told you about that?
Yes.
Vampire
We are not
concept.
doing that. No
It'd be
way.
wild, but
Oh, yeah.
no thanks.
They don't have anything else.
Fans can look up vampire leagues on their own.
Sure.
One more thing. Najee Harris.
Oh, I forgot about Najee Harris.
How do you think Najee Harris does in Pittsburgh?
Depends on their offensive line.
I mean, he has the reins to be RB1, so
Right. He's going to be RB1. I don't know who else it would be at this point right now. James Conner's gone, so
That's true. He's in Arizona. He's there, RB1.
Kyler Murray is their RB1. He's just kind of there.
that's true.
Fair.
Which I like watching Kyler Murray play.
Yeah,
He's
for sure. He's fun to
athletic,
watch.
he's fast.
Well, then, before we get back to Najee Harris, I'll take the same thing over to Baltimore. How do you guys feel about J.K. Dobbins?
That's what I was
being
just about to
RB1?
ask.
Even though
I forgot.
Lamar Jackson
I
is
was
still their RB1.
I was gonna throw J.K. Dobbins and Travis Etienne. I was gonna say, who has the worst season between Etienne, Najee Harris, and J.K. Dobbins? Who has the worst year?
Etienne, because he has
Etienne.
split carries with Robinson.
But Etienne's also gonna catch passes.
He
Etienne.
still shares a backfield with James Robinson.
I think Etienne's gonna get the bulk, which is part of my problem because I really like James Robinson. We'll see.
There's a lot they can do.
I think if Urban Meyer runs that offense the right way, they could be a dark horse. We'll have to see.
They win 5 games max this year.
Think so?
Yep.
I don't know anything about their defense.
You
so-
can't go.
I mean, their defense isn't great. They have a couple good players.
They're
But unfortunately, you need 11 to win games. So
you can't go 1-15 and then rebound to a dark horse playoff contender the next year. It doesn't
Yeah.
happen overnight. It doesn't.
No.
As a guy who watched his team go from 0-16 to making the playoffs, I promise it's not an overnight process.
oh, well, obviously.
Well, no, it took you guys like 14 quarterbacks
Exactly.
and 15 coaches.
hmm
Well, Jacksonville didn't hire Freddie Kitchens and never drafted a 27-year-old in the first round, so they've already got that on you guys.
Just had to bring that one up, didn't you?
Yeah, I hit y'all where it hurt. Dang.
All right. Well, if nobody else has anything, that about concludes episode 26. Make sure to follow us on all social medias at Hot Take Sports 16 and to look up our new website, hottakesports.online. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you next time.